Hi, welcome back to Echoes from the Quiet Corner. I am Shreya, and today, let me ask you something. What if no one really knows what artificial intelligence is becoming? What if every confident take on the future, be it bright or bleak, is just one hand groping in the dark, touching a tail or a tusk and mistaking it for the whole elephant? I have always been drawn to stories that leave space for complexity, those that don't offer easy answers. And as someone immersed in both the poetry of language and the pulse of AI development, I keep coming back to an old parable: the blind man and the elephant. Each man touches a different part: trunk, tusk, leg, and confidently declares what the elephant is. But none of them have the full picture. And isn't that how we talk about AI lately? In the parable, one blind man touches the tusk and says the elephant is like a spear. Another grabs the leg and insists it's a pillar. A third feels the trunk and calls it a snake. They're not wrong, but they're not entirely right either. Now, imagine replacing the elephant with artificial intelligence. Some feel its economic potential and say it's productivity incarnate. Others touch its military capabilities and scream it's a weapon. Another group sees AI generated art and concludes it's just a fancy paintbrush. Meanwhile, ethicists feel the contours of bias and declare it's an amplifier of injustice. Each claim contains some truth, but like the blind man, we are grasping at fragments of something much larger and evolving. Let's explore the pessimists. They say AI will lead to mass unemployment, irreversible social inequality, and maybe even loss of human control. Many of these concerns are valid. If you look at the labor market right now, certain roles are already vanishing, automated away by large language models or robotic systems. We've also seen tools replace workers before: sewing machines, ATMs, printing presses. But AI isn't just a tool, it's becoming an agent. It learns, adapts, and increasingly makes decisions without human input. It doesn't just do the work, it thinks, filters, and often determines what work needs to be done. But here is where the pessimist may fall into the same trap as the blind man who thinks the elephant is only a snake. They're feeling a part and assuming it's the whole. Yes, some risks are real, but they don't negate every possibility for progress, collaboration, or control. Now, let's turn to the optimists. The ones feeling the elephant's ear and saying it's a fan, it brings fresh air, hope, and innovation. They believe AI will cure diseases, personalize education, and elevate creativity. In their view, AI is the steam engine of the 21st century, disruptive, yes, but ultimately liberating. And they are right too. In labs, AI models are being used to help discover new drugs. In classrooms, it's offering individualized tutoring. Even artists are using generative AI to collaborate with machines in creating beauty that would have taken months before. But again, this is not the whole elephant. The breeze might be real, but so is the potential for heat waves when things move too fast. Then there are the pragmatists, caught between the camps, trying to piece together the tail, tusk, trunk, and leg into one image. They ask the hard questions. Can we have scalable innovation without runaway harm? Can we create policy frameworks that move as fast as the tech? Can developers build with foresight, not just hindsight? This is the hardest space to occupy, the space of uncertainty, of ambiguity, of seeing the partiality in every confident voice, including our own. But maybe it's also the most honest space. Because none of us, not the CEOs, not the researchers, not the policy wonks, or the philosophers, can truly grasp the full shape of the AI elephant just yet. The lesson of the parable isn't just about partial understanding, it's about humility. We don't need less thinking, we need more plural thinking. We need to hold multiple truths at once: that AI could be the biggest wealth generator in history and a threat to equality, that it could deepen creativity and dilute it, that it could extend human capabilities and expose our limitations. The real challenge isn't choosing between optimism or pessimism, it's learning to dwell in the tension. We are standing at an inflection point. If we only listen to the tail grabbers or the tusk feelers, we'll build systems, policies, and societies based on half truths. But if we can learn to step back, acknowledge what we don't know, and build collaborative spaces between disciplines, then maybe we can co create something far more beautiful, responsible, and inclusive. This moment in AI isn't a battle between light and dark. It's a mosaic, a kaleidoscope of perspectives, each one necessary. We need engineers and ethicists. We need storytellers and statisticians. We need to zoom in and zoom out. Maybe the best guidance doesn't come from benchmarks or breakthroughs, but from poetry. Rudyard Kipling once wrote, "If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too." If Kipling were alive today, I imagined him rewriting "if" for algorithms. If you can hold both hope and caution in your palms, if you can trust the future, yet guard against its flames, if you can build models with brilliance but not blind pride, if you can govern with foresight, not fear, then perhaps we would walk more wisely into the next frontier. AI may be the elephant and we the blind explorers. But if we keep our heads, open our minds, and listen across silos, maybe, just maybe, we can piece together a fuller picture. Not perfect, but wise. Thank you for listening. Until next time, may your quiet corners be rich with echoes that know how to listen as always. Bye.